So that you're helping me with that is a great and glorious thing. So anyway, so today we've got, this is the point where you have to clap all the acts that are going to play. You might hate them, but do it anyway because that's how it works. So anyway, we've got me and then Stephen Purbeck Howarth clapping, Being Selfish, Transfer Project, all of the awards, the Funk Pleasure, Vegetarianism, who we're going to do some like hat thing because they make nice hats, and then Joe Gardner, and it's all nice and everybody loves each other and it's all brilliant, and I hate Edinburgh Fringe Festival so much. Right, so I'm going to play some songs and then we can all do the other thing. Well, huh? Hat.
Patter.
Patter.
Yeah.
That wasn't really patter.
Oh, I know. Sorry, I'm not.
That's alright. Right, this is that alright? This is Alec the sound man, you can clap him as well. Alec helped me, recorded, as I say, did most of the work and dealt with all the kind of residual psychosis and stuff when I was recording my EP, which I guess I've said that this is like a kind of release thing, although it's not really. I just thought I might put that on because maybe more people would come, but so, it's called Edophile. If you want it, it's for sale at the back for £2. It's got songs mostly about hating life and hating life, really. So here's I Ruined Your Life. Do 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 I done better better done. Do 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 I done better better done. I feel like I've had enough of enduring you, of listening to. I feel like I've had enough, and I don't want you to come near me. I feel like I've had enough, and I'm much too bored to implore more kisses and hugs. Oh, and hugs. So what was expected here? Cut me open, and I am cold and hollow. I told you it would end in tears. Now you see that I am really that shallow. I feel like I'm breaking up, and I cannot feign the vaguest interest in us or you. Well, mostly in you. Do 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 do. I done, but I'm about to die. Do 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 do. When will you understand? I'm never going to be your honey. I'm busy listening to punk bands. I'm really playing with fresh roadkill. Would be a lot more fun than you. Feel like I'm burning up. Rather suffocate than waste my breath on you. Oh, on you. I love you too. When is it going to click? My indifference will infect the weak. I have no heart. I am cold and sick. I think I threw it up when I was barely big. And I wouldn't come close. I'll infect you all, break your heart and breaking something. It's just the start. My sad disease will rip and tear your soul apart. Do 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 do. I done la 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 da la da dum. Do 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 do. But all I want is money. All I want is fame. Stated time back, way back. My real attention. Just want them to remember my name. But not for GBH, so drop the anal retention now and buy you something pretty nice. When I've made it big to make up for ruining your life. Oh, I ruined your life. Oh, I ruined your life. I ruined your life. I ruined your life. Cheers.
Yeah.
In a second, but before we do, I just want to show you a game that I came up with. Just give me a sec. Actually, I might have to find a stick first. Is there a stick anywhere? Has anyone got a stick?
The green box.
In the green box.
The wires.
Yeah.
One stick.
This is a game that I'm trying to, like, you know, get made popular and stuff. It's called Can on a Stick, and you get a can and you tie it onto a stick with a bit of string,
Too quick.
and then you do this. And it came off, but no, that's not the end. No, that's not the end of it. But like, if you just allow me to carry on wasting time, you can like get the can. You can either do this, or like if you want. That works quite well. It's a lot more fun than it looks. So honestly,
What's this
please
called?
vouch for me. A can on a stick.
And what? So I put that through there.
Do like a Slipknot thing. Is that a Slipknot? I don't know. Did you go to? No, it's not either. Went to medical
Okay.
school, is it? Right, and then you.
Well, I need to secure. We need to gap
It
the
kind
ring.
of works for like a couple of seconds. So just.
You ready?
Yeah.
Come on. Oh, do I win?
Clap for can on a stick. So up now we have Stephen Purbeck Howarth. So you know, do that. And, yeah, you're welcome. Good evening.
I'm probably going to use this one actually. This looks more like that looks like a musician's mic, and this one looks more like a poet's mic. You know, I could use that one if I had a mouth in my belly button as well. We could do it simultaneously. Never mind. This first poem is it's actually about my grandmother. Oh, isn't that sweet? She was a very, very severe, evil fascist lady. I loved her dearly, but my God, was she right wing. And she had that sort of thing that people develop in old age where they think none of today's problems existed back in their day. So this is a poem about her. It's called Selective Memories. The future is forever uncertain, and we all know the present can't last. For the future turns into the present, and the present turns into the past. Now, some see the past through these rose-tinted specks, and they yearn for the old days of yore. They swear half a crown could have bought you the town, and nobody died in the war. No one raped children, and nobody stole, and no one spoke ill of the Queen. Drugs weren't invented, and crime was prevented, and cricket was played on the green. And although there was no central heating, nobody shivered from cold. And this allergy word, it had never been heard. We were British, great British and bold. And one didn't have to queue behind darkies when one needed a prosthetic hip. No one felt dread when soft in the head. We relied on our stiff upper lip. And it was jolly good fun to go fighting the Hun. And we went without locking the door. And nobody died, at least not on our side, because that's what the Germans were for, my dear boy. That's what the Germans were for. This next poem is actually a reworking. I'm a lazy poet, which means that sometimes when I can't think of what to write, I get a poem that's so famous I know everyone will recognise it, and I just change the words to kind of take the piss out of it. So this one is actually based on Rudyard Kipling's If, but I've retitled it Advice to My Unborn Son. If you can learn to walk the line but still dance with the devil, keep company with thieving swine but not stoop to their level, if you can somehow sleep around but never play the cad, if you can drink and not get drowned unlike your stupid fucking dad, if you can graft from 9 to 5 without becoming boring, if you can keep your dreams alive and thrive without conforming, if you can see life makes no sense but keep your sanity, preserve some sense of innocence long after puberty, if you can still vote liberally well past the age of 30 and win by fighting honourably with wankers who'll fight dirty, if you can fight the righteous fight instead of waging war, if you can treat your woman right, not use her like a whore, if you can spread your lover's legs and not go spreading germs, and be a father to her sprogs, not some tosser doning sperms, if you can be a rebel, son, but still retain a cause, then you will be a man but one who has no male flaws. Thanks. I think I'll do a couple of sonnets. I do like to write the odd sonnet just to show people I have been classically trained. This one is about Shakespeare, who most of you will know liked to write in the sonnet form. It's all about his tragic heroes. It goes like this. Had Macbeth worn the trousers in his house, instead of checkered skirts, as Scotsmen do, ignored the lethal lipstick from his spouse, forgot about the floating ski and do. If Romeo got back with Rosaline, left Julie as a rebound one-night stand, if Lear took some water with his wine before he took a cleaver to his land. Othello should have known white boys chat shit. Why didn't Caesar cease his war in Gaul? And if that emo fuckwit Hamlet had just done something, anything at all, there might be brighter endings to their tales, as well as a decline in ticket sales. That's that one. It's another sonnet. This one speaks for itself. I can't compare you to a summer's day when your heart's as cold as a winter night. A man can court and woo, can beg and pray, but only dig himself in deeper shine. I can't compare your lips to cherries ripe when they're twisted in that she-wolf smirk from which forth issues curse, complaint and snipe that wound a man like shifts of unwaged work. I can't compare your voice to angel song when you're screeching in that banshee tone, nor say your eyes are jewels for which I long when your Medusa stare turns flesh to stone. And so I beg my true love, leave me be until you're sure you're free of PMT. Bizarrely enough, I had the misfortune during my teenage years to attend a school which was so weird that it only served vegetarian food. It's a very strange place in Hertfordshire, and one of the many unfortunate side effects of this type of progressive education, as they called it, was that I came out of it being deeply suspicious of the vegetarian movement, which caused me some problems in life at the moment because my girlfriend is a vegan. But anyway, this is called Thoughts on Vegetarianism. I'll join the vegetarians when they can prove to me that nature's dumb barbarians are skilled in poetry. But until I see a ballad that was scribbled by a swine, I shall order more than salad when I'm sitting down to dine. For sonnets are not put to page by any breed of cow, nor verses ranted from the stage by any form of fowl. I'm born to be a carnivore. My star sign is the lion, and us pagan men need protein for our love of pumping iron. I'll moderate my diet when the humble slot-eyed goat can hold within its hooves a pen and stanzas that it wrote. And I don't care if that angers every poor misguided sod who eats mash without the bangers or has chips without the cod, who serves sweet corn without tuna or two veg without meat. If the flora lacks the fauna, any dish is incomplete. There's no fish in Neptune's kingdom, not as far as I can tell, that can boast the wit or wisdom to compose a villanelle, and neither squirrels in their drays, nor pheasants in their nides, have wooed this poet with displays of their artistic sides. The mad March hare burrowed leather, pigeons of the wood, have no use of which I'm aware apart from tasting good. So let's let the French scoff snails and the legs of frogs and toads, till such slimy things avail us with dense Horatian odes. The partridge gives us one and all no reason to suppose he is soaring on what Keats might call the viewless wings of poesy. Until some beast can prove itself both literate and able of adding to my bookcase shelf not just the dinner table, I shall sup on baby veal and get fat on fine foie gras. Let the dreadlock vegans squeal that I'm evil and bourgeois. For their bird-like blims of bones are brittle, and their limbs are limp and flaccid. No wonder they're so little, they get no amino acid. Let them hate me for my habits of gastroturpitude, but I'd rather live off rabbits than make do with rabbit food.
One or two if you want.
Cool. For the purposes of this next poem, I'd like you to imagine that it's discovered by archaeologists excavating the Temple of Venus in ancient Rome. And it was originally written in the form of graffiti on the wall of the temple. It's just sort of background to it. It's not actually a found poem, it's one of my inventions. It takes on a different voice. It goes like this. I'm older now than I was once, but cannot claim I'm wiser. Still worship Venus like a dunce. By rights I should despise her. Each honeyed lie that I mistook as scripture told in candour, she laced within the song, a book, a poet's propaganda. In both the trite and gruesome plays one sees of the Marcellus. What cynics heckled I would praise, for I was young and zealous. I know it's all just nonsense now, and should not pause to grieve it, but I'll allow some part somehow still tempted to believe it. Where men can't love, we must retreat to hermitage or Hades, for men who can't forgive deceit can't socialise with ladies. The goddess that I loved in youth now tempts my heart to hate her, since every woman seems in truth some man's manipulator. I fear it always has been thus, since Rome was but a village. Most men are slaves to Venus, and the maids made in her image. Some seek a different sex of spouse to soothe the carnal craving, oft visiting the bathing house, but doing little bathing. Such sodomites whose mating rites march to a different tune, find spending nights with catamites does not make them immune. For Venus tempts all men to flesh, except perhaps for eunuchs. Some seek the sort that wears a dress, for some it comes in tunics. From silk-betogaed senators to grubby base plebeian, we all are jesters, slaves and whores within her Colosseum. The wisest of the oracles, and even mighty Caesar, will kneel in her manacles with tongues outstretched to please her. Plus, all of those poetic sorts from Virgil to Catullus use not the mind to order thoughts so much as heart and phallus. These scribblers and charlatans, deluded and dramatic, they see their holy harlots' hands in urges more priapic. All players, playthings, set the chaste, and she'll play cruel and fickle, till all of Rome is laid to waste, the Tiber but a trickle. But fearing she will part the clouds and reach right down to smite me, I rant not to the forum's crowds, a curse on Aphrodite. I want to take a hammer to her statue and assault her, but being too enamoured to, I grovel at her altar. Whatever wrongs she's done to me, I bear her no begrudgment. I still believe in love, you see, against my better judgment. Okay, I'll just do one short one and then leave you to the rest of the evening. Okay. This is a love poem. It goes like this. Just lately I've felt as if blows have been dealt to my head and my heart and my balls. I've tried to neglect it, I cannot reject it, it excites even as it appalls. This dizzying feeling from which I am reeling has ground better men into dust, or it set them on fire with rage and desire, and it burns like the worst sort of lust. It's a stronger sensation than carnal frustration that drives acneed youths to distraction. It's that sironic call that makes twats of us all. It's that manic magnetic attraction. Means I can't help but stare when those strands of her hair curl neat stripes of shade on her face. In a city this vile, that sort of a smile just couldn't seem more out of place. And I don't want to stray into realms of cliche, but she's driving me fucking insane. It all feels so weird, like she shaved off my beard, like I'm 16 all over again. Now she's grabbing my wrist in a cast iron fist she disguised in a soft velvet glove, and it shames me to say she has led me astray, and it seems like a little bit like love. Thank you. Have a good night.
That was Stephen Purbeck Howarth. Yeah. Hey, awesome. Yeah, next up we've got Being Selfish, but we're just going to change over. So, put the music on.